Joined by our Chief International Affairs Editor, Robert Parsons. Rob, the Turkish authorities, again, insisting, yeah, we can go inside the consulates, but we need to see footage of of what happened once he went in.
Yeah, I mean that's the key thing. That's what President Erdogan is insisting upon before everything else. If you want to prove yourselves innocent, show us the pictures. Yes, of course, they're happy to go in there and carry out an investigation, but there are many people who doubt the investigation of the building. The consulate is going to show up anything. The Saudis have had quite a lot of time to clear things up, and one would expect that there will be very little trace if Mr. Khashoggi was actually murdered there or extradited from there to Saudi Arabia. There'd be very little trace left of that today. So the key remains the images. And so far, the Saudi authorities have not been able to satisfy either the Turks or the rest of the international community in any way as to those images. His fiancée insisting he never came out, so it's up to the Saudis to demonstrate once and for all that he did.
The Saudis and the Turks, not best of friends.
No.
The Saudis, sworn enemies of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Turks support the International Muslim Brotherhood, friends with Qatar. What's going to happen next?
Well, I mean, as you say, the relationship is pretty fraught anyway. Friends with Qatar. Turkey opposed to Saudi action in Yemen. Erdogan himself very closely associated with the Muslim Brotherhood. This is definitely not going to help. It's going to exacerbate relations at a time when Saudi Arabia is in need of allies in the Middle East as it ramps up its conflict with Iran. It cannot afford to have one of the regional powers, Turkey, heavily against it. But by alienating Turkey in this sort of way, it risks just that.
And how about the reaction out of Washington? We've heard condemnations from the U.S. Secretary of State, or concern expressed, rather. More measured response from the president himself when he was pressed by our own Philip Crowther earlier.
Yeah, and President Trump has made it clear he wants answers to this as well. Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, has called for an investigation. We've heard from the UN Human Rights Office that they want an investigation as well. So at this point, nobody's actually saying, yes, you did it, and there have to be consequences. They're all saying, let's wait till we've got the proof. Let's be patient. And at this stage, it's unlikely the President of the United States would go very much further than that.